Today, we're jumping right in to break down the argument behind an automated crypto trading system. We're going to deconstruct the case for a product called the TradeBot, looking at it piece by piece, based on the source material provided.
All right, let's kick things off with just one number, but it's a big one, and it's really at the heart of this entire concept: 95%.
So, what's that 95% all about? Well, the source material kicks off with this pretty stark quote from Binance, which states that up to 95% of traders end up losing money. This is positioned as the fundamental problem, the harsh reality that this whole system is designed to solve.
Which, immediately makes you ask why. I mean, the goal sounds simple enough: buy low and sell high. So why do so many people fail? The source points its finger at one specific culprit, what it calls the human flaw.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. What exactly is this flaw? The core argument is simple. Emotional trading leads to bad decisions. We've all seen it, right? Chasing pumps because of some headline or panic selling at the bottom of a dip. The alternative they're pushing here is a system, something built on cold, hard rules and automation. The whole idea is to take emotion, sentiment, and just plain human error right out of the equation. So, that's the logical next question, isn't it? If emotion is the bad guy here, how in the world do you actually trade without it?
And that brings us to the answer presented in the docs. The solution is this piece of tech they call the TradeBot.
So what is this thing really? It's described as an AI-powered grid trading bot that operates on a decentralized exchange called Apertum. Its strategy is super simple and totally mechanical. It's programmed to buy when the market dips and sell when the market rises. The entire goal is to systematize the whole process and just remove all that human guesswork. And how do you get started? According to the source, it's a pretty straightforward 4-step deal. First, you register with the platform, then you purchase the license for the TradeBot. After that, you load up your trade balance, and from there, you benefit from something they call a load bonus every time you make a claim. Okay, take a look at the interface here. One of the biggest features they highlight is user control. The source is really clear that any positive performance can only be claimed by the owner of the license. And this is all happening on-chain and in real time, so there are no intermediaries. Now, this bot isn't just operating in a vacuum. It runs on a very specific type of platform. And that brings us to the foundation of the system, and the source's whole argument for trading on a decentralized exchange, or a DEX. The source material makes its case by putting DEXs side by side with the centralized exchanges, or CEXs, that most of us are familiar with. It points to the risks on CEXs, like the potential for order book manipulation and, of course, custody risk. The classic not your keys, not your crypto problem. In contrast, it frames DEXs as the better choice because of direct peer-to-peer transactions, self-custody of your assets, and the fact that everything is fully verifiable and transparent right on the blockchain. Okay, so let's zoom in on the specific DEX where the bot runs, Apertum. The documents highlight a few of its key features, including a native coin, APTM, with a fixed supply of 2.1 billion. It's said to have a mining halving protocol that's similar to Bitcoin, plus a deflationary gas burn mechanism. The source also throws out some metrics like over 60,000 users and daily transaction volumes topping $10 million to really build the case for the platform's growth. And here's another key number pulled straight from the documents: 4,500. This is apparently the number of transactions per second the Apertum blockchain can handle, a figure they use to emphasize its speed and efficiency. Okay, so we've covered the problem, the automated solution, and the decentralized platform it runs on. That brings us to the most forward-looking part of the whole argument: the big pitch. And this is all about the early adopter opportunity. This quote right here really frames the entire narrative. The source material claims that Apertum is at the very same stage that other crypto giants were during their early days. I mean, that's a direct comparison designed to position Apertum not just as a technology, but as a potential ground floor opportunity. And to back this up, they literally rewind history. They start with Bitcoin way back in 2009, presenting a scenario where a hypothetical $15,000 investment could have grown to a value of over $130 million at its all-time high. The historical narrative keeps going with Ethereum in 2015. Here, that same investment, according to the document, could have reached a value of $26.7 million. You can really see the pattern they're trying to build here, that early participation can lead to massive returns. And the final example they use to really solidify this pattern is Solana in 2020, where an early investment is shown to have potentially grown to $27.5 million. This whole sequence is designed to build a powerful case for the value of early timing.
So after setting that historical stage, the source presents Apertum as the next step in this whole progression. It shows a 2025 launch price of just 2.5 cents, basically positioning it as the modern-day equivalent of those past opportunities.
So let's pull all of these different threads together to really understand the final takeaway from the source material, the complete system that's being presented here.
So, how does the source package all of this? The whole pitch really boils down to a summary of 4 key benefits: an early-phase adoption opportunity, a fully decentralized and transparent platform, a seamless automation system that doesn't require any specialized training, and being part of a system that is gaining global recognition.
Ultimately, the source lays out a very detailed argument for a complete system, from a core problem to a proposed technological solution. And the narrative is really designed to leave us with one big question to think about. What does the future of trading really look like?